The economics of owning an airline business. Let's say you want to own an airline. Forget the glamour of soaring through the clouds for a moment and think about the price tag. A single, brand new Boeing 737 has a list price north of $100 million, and you'll need a fleet of them. That staggering figure is just the beginning of a relentless financial battle that defines the airline industry. It's a business of immense scale, high stakes, and notoriously terrifyingly thin profit margins. The first thing to understand is the crushing weight of an airline's costs. They're split into two categories, and both are daunting. First are the fixed costs. The bills you have to pay whether your planes fly or sit on the tarmac. This is the big stuff. The multi-million-dollar monthly lease payments for your aircraft, the salaries for your administrative staff and core flight crews, hangar fees, gate access at airports, and comprehensive insurance that covers everything from a coffee spill to a catastrophe. These foundational costs can easily make up more than half of your entire budget. They are relentless and non-negotiable. You're spending millions before you've sold a single ticket. Then come the variable costs, the expenses that move with every flight you operate. And here, two giants dominate the balance sheet: fuel and labor. Jet fuel is the lifeblood of an airline, and its price is a constant source of anxiety. It can account for 20 to 30% of all operating expenses. Imagine your company's single biggest supply cost swinging wildly based on geopolitical conflicts and global commodity markets. A 30% jump in fuel prices can cut your net profits in half. To combat this, airlines use a strategy called hedging, essentially making financial bets to lock in a future price for fuel. It's a way to turn a volatile cost into a predictable one, but if you bet wrong, the losses can be substantial. The other giant is labor. Pilots and cabin crew to ground staff and maintenance technicians. The human engine of an airline represents about a third of operating costs. And these costs are rising. In the year leading into late 2024, for example, airline cost per seat mile jumped 22% compared to pre-pandemic levels. But the revenue they made for that same seat mile, it only rose by 11%. That gap is the razor's edge on which airlines operate. So if the costs are this monumental and volatile, how does an airline even begin to turn a profit? The answer has evolved dramatically. It starts, of course, with selling tickets. But this isn't like selling a t-shirt with a fixed price. Airlines use incredibly sophisticated revenue management systems. These are algorithms that use data analytics and forecasting to predict demand and adjust prices in real time. That's why the price for the same seat can change 3 times in a day. The goal is to maximize the revenue from every single flight. Part of that strategy is the controversial practice of overbooking. Selling more seats than exist on the plane, banking on the statistical likelihood that a few people won't show up. It's all about maximizing the load factor, the percentage of seats filled. In the past, an airline needed a load factor of about 65% to break even. Today, thanks to better capacity management, that number is often above 80%. But the real revolution in airline revenue isn't the ticket price itself, it's everything else. We're talking about ancillary revenues, all the money made from non-ticket sources. This is the world of checked baggage fees, charges for selecting your seat, priority boarding, and onboard Wi-Fi. Low-cost carriers like Spirit and Frontier pioneered this unbundling of the flight experience and now generate over half their total revenue from these add-ons. Legacy carriers have followed suit. And perhaps the most brilliant ancillary strategy is the frequent flyer program. These are no longer just loyalty schemes. They are massive, independent profit centers. Airlines sell billions of miles to partners like credit card companies and hotels. The credit card company then gives those miles to you as a reward. For many major airlines, the sale of these miles is one of their most stable and profitable revenue streams. Finally, there's cargo. The belly of a passenger plane has a lot of empty space, and filling it with freight provides a vital, additional source of income, a lesson reinforced during the pandemic when passenger traffic vanished, but the demand for shipped goods soared. Quick one. If this is completely changing how you think about the next time you book a flight, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. This is exactly the kind of deep look at real economics we do here all the time. Okay, back to the video. Because the revenue side of this is where it gets really clever. This complex economic model operates in a world of constant shocks and pressures. The COVID-19 pandemic was an existential threat, with traffic falling over 90% in a matter of weeks. The industry has shown remarkable resilience in its recovery, but challenges remain. Business travel, a lucrative segment, may be permanently altered by the rise of remote work. The industry is also consolidating. In the United States, 4 major carriers now control over 70% of the market. This creates economies of scale and more stable finances for the airlines, but critics worry it means less choice and higher fares for consumers, especially those in smaller cities. Looming over everything is the challenge of sustainability. Aviation accounts for about 2 to 3% of global CO2 emissions, and the pressure to decarbonize is immense. The primary solution on the horizon is sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF. But there's a huge problem. SAF is currently 2 to 6 times more expensive than traditional jet fuel. Mandates forcing its use will drive up operating costs significantly, tilting the competitive landscape and ultimately impacting ticket prices. In the face of these challenges, technology offers a path forward. Artificial intelligence is becoming a critical tool. AI can optimize flight routes in real time to save fuel, predict when a part on an engine needs maintenance before it fails, and supercharge the dynamic pricing algorithms that set ticket fares. It promises to shave costs and boost revenue in dozens of small ways that add up to a significant advantage. Looking further ahead, the very technology of flight is on the cusp of change. Sustainable propulsion systems, electric, hydrogen, and hybrid, could fundamentally rewrite the cost structure, but the transition will be staggering. The required investment in new planes and new ground infrastructure is estimated to be over $1 trillion by 2050. Initially, a hydrogen-powered plane might be more expensive to operate than a conventional one. But as technology improves, and with government incentives, it could become cheaper by the mid-2030s, especially if carbon taxes make fossil fuels more expensive. Owning an airline, then, is a masterclass in navigating economic turbulence. It is a constant high-stakes balancing act. On one side, you have massive, immovable fixed costs and volatile expenses you can't control. On the other, a desperate scramble for revenue through sophisticated pricing, unbundled services, and lucrative partnerships. All of this unfolds against a backdrop of geopolitical shocks, regulatory pressures, and the immense technological challenge of building a sustainable future. The economics of the sky are a testament to human ingenuity and financial resilience. The fundamental question for the next decade is whether that ingenuity can finally build a model that is as stable as it is ambitious. I'm Billy, and I probably spend too much time thinking about the fact that the airline industry moves billions of people around the world every single year, and still, in a good year, makes about $3 of profit per passenger. $3. And yet the smartest money in the world keeps investing in it. If it just hits you that understanding how an industry actually makes money tells you far more than just its revenue number, subscribe, because that's exactly what we get into here. The next video on your screen does the same thing for another industry that looks completely different on the surface but runs on a surprisingly similar financial logic. Massive costs, thin margins, and a constant fight to stay ahead. Already up. Go watch it next, and I'll see you there.